Is the US dollar doomed? The US dollar is the world's reserve currency, and many countries in Southeast Asia have the dollar as their main currency. In this video, we discuss what is the future for Southeast Asian countries that rely so heavily on the US dollar. If this is your first time on the channel, or you have returned and enjoy the content, then can I ask you to please subscribe, like and share. It really does help my channel. Oh, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you know when future videos are uploaded. The world is at war. Not a physical one, but a financial one. On one side we have the United States trying to impose their will on certain countries, using the dollar and sanctions as a weapon. On the other side we have the Brics countries who are trying to free themselves from the restraints that the current system imposes. This war is becoming dangerous as more and more countries are trying to free themselves from the US dollar. The United States is trying to maintain their status as the world's superpower, but a cosmic shift is building. Enter the 2008 financial crisis, and as of this moment, the coronavirus. The financial system is in chaos. The world is in so much debt that it will be virtually impossible to repay. With the advent of the COVID-19, millions of people have lost their income, their businesses, and the ability to provide for their families. The solution for many Western countries is to just print more and more money. This money is loaned at interest and, according to the current system, must be repaid. Hyperinflation is a real possibility, and the value of your money will only get weaker, as it did in countries like Zimbabwe. After the global financial crisis in 2008, many Southeast Asian countries lined up to get access to the US dollar to save their economies. A few months later, the US Federal Reserve started restricting the money flow, and that had a negative impact on those countries, as huge inflow of US dollars pushed up their currencies and inflated their asset prices. Things have only got worse since then. US President Donald Trump and his administration weaponized the US dollar, demonstrating a willingness to deploy financial sanctions to countries that don't toe the line. Given this track record, it is little surprise there is growing dissatisfaction with the US dollar's dominance in the global economy. The reserve status of the dollar means that the United States must be willing to supply the world with an extra supply of its currency to fulfill global demand for foreign exchange reserves. The upshot for the United States is that it enjoys lower interest rates, increased investment and cheaper consumption, allowing it to borrow and spend well beyond what other countries could get away with. The COVID-19 pandemic has exposed the fragility of the financial system and the dominance of the US dollar. With the productivity of the world virtually at a standstill, what is the future for Southeast Asian countries? It certainly isn't with the United States and the US dollar. Many Southeast Asian countries rely so heavily on tourism, but that industry may not recover for many years, if at all. What is the financial future going to be like for those countries? Usually during a financial crisis, gold and silver are the go-to industries as they are deemed a safe haven. But there is a new player on the scene. It's called Bitcoin. Digital currencies may just be the future, and it may be a way to free countries from the grip of a broken system that is controlled by unscrupulous entities with the backing of the US dollar. I urge everyone to do some research on the coming collapse of the US dollar and to be prepared. Will Bitcoin be our saviour?